In terms of where we have been and where we are going, so I always look at, KX started in 1993, same year as NVIDIA. Focus, as of all of you know, that Arthur Whitney started the company at that time in Palo Alto, really solving the problems which many people are now facing, which is the intersection of big data and fast data, and being able to make sense of the data at the speed of thought. And we started off KX, starts in the K, but then we obviously launched, KDB Plus and Q. And over the years, the amount of data in the world is only increasing. The type of data is changing, but end of the day, we look at it more from what are the type of things we solve is really starting with time series. Time is such an important aspects of everything we do, but then we move to making sense of not only historical data, but also real time. How do I bring the historical data and real time together? And in that context, you start solving basically, linear algebra problems, right? It's sort of solving the big, massive problems. We start applying rules-based things, and then we moved on to machine learning. And I think many people talk about AI now, but it's mostly in the context of generative AI. But all of you have been applying machine learning and AI for many years. And we have been enabling that with functional programming in memory. But when you look at what's happening with neural networks and others, it's generally general functional approximation. You can learn functions now instead of defining functions. And we want to make it easier. So what you'll find today and what we are doing with PyKX and others, helping you not only improve Q, we're absolutely committed to make Q better, and KDB Plus. That's why we have folks here, they want to learn. We have got Visual Studio Code support. We want to invest in accessibility, being able to make sure that you can consume any type of functions. We want to hear from you in terms of what type of libraries you are using. How do you manage code? What type of external data you want to bring in? And documentation and having everything as APIs. And so that's some of the things we are very excited about, where we are going with Q and KDB Plus. But we know that at the end of the day, we also have a massive ecosystem with Python, and Connor is going to follow me with talking about PyKX. So that's another, we've got more than 100,000 people have downloaded. It's becoming, massive adoption, and we will continue to invest in it. And then, of course, at the end of the day, we also now expanded to generative AI. So what that means is we are not only doing structured data, we are expanded to unstructured data and focusing on improving the accuracy of the models, and not only about LLMs, but how do I combine structured and unstructured. So where we are going literally is really these things, right? To me, the intersection of big and fast data, which we always have done, and then being able to look at the, not only the data at rest and other things which we did, but you can't think about data as structured, unstructured separately. AI is not just about generative AI, because you've been doing traditional AI. How do you combine machine learning and traditional AI with generative AI? And then being able to do it at the edge to cloud. And the other big changes for us, KX, while we started in Wall Street, when everybody said we are the best kept secret, but now we actually have been used in aerospace and defense. We announced a partnership with Lockheed Martin. We are being used in defense and aerospace. We have got semiconductors and automobile companies. So we are doing a lot, but our focus is obviously starts with capital markets for many of you who are here. But we are able to now take the same technology and make it much more general, but still focused on solving the same problems, which we talk about as AI Factory. And AI Factory is really about, how people are going to think about next generation, where you use data with data pipelines, but you're building models which make decisions, which will embed those models in every business process in your company. And that's really where you're empowering the entire organization with AI. If you're AI first, you're building AI factories. And we have partnerships obviously with AWS, where many of you are, taking the things with FinSpace, for example, getting to value quickly. We have NVIDIA here today, and we are working with NVIDIA, not only solving the problems with CPU, but with GPU. but also the next generation architectures like Grace Blackwell, because today the GPUs are idle most of the time because you cannot even transfer the data. The memory bus is a problem. With Grace Blackwell and others, it's shared memory, and we were built to manage that sort of a data problem. So we would love to work with all of you with the use cases where it brings this sort of intersection. And we are scaling already, and we are working with, many of the colleagues from many companies are here. We would like to partner with you, and that's our promise is, we talk about two principles in the company. One is, first principle is, we want to solve the problems which you cannot on your own, or you've got some of the biggest problems which are differentiated, which will differentiate a company. So that's our number one goal, is not to just to work on technology, but focus on what helps to solve problems which are impossible but makes it possible. The second is, while we can solve the most toughest problems, we have been always having a hard time getting that to value, how to make it easy, how to make it accessible. So that's our second principle. So those are the two things we focus on. So I'll be around here because I know the stars of the show is all the people who are here. We have a lot of customer sharing, all the things they're doing. So that's exciting. So hopefully you can learn from them. And I'll be around here and want to listen and learn from you, all of you, as well as the team here. So thanks again for joining the meeting here today.